Superboy, number 4, written by Scott Lobdell, art by R.B. Silva. We left off last issue with Superboy kind of going rogue a little bit and went to go threaten the doctor known as Red, and she got super buff and started choking him out. This issue picks up immediately afterwards. Red is like, you came into my room and you threatened me, and she's throwing him down on the ground. And she's like, I cannot believe, after everything I've done for you, that you would stoop to this level. And basically Superman's like, oh yeah, everything you did for me because you made me into some sort of perfect weapon that you promised them. You didn't even tell me that I'm part alien, which is something I learned in the last issue that apparently I forgot about. And it's like, oh, I'm part alien. I'm not even totally human. It's like, of course you're not. What? You have powers. How did you think that you were entirely human? And he's like, oh yeah, I got powers. And he tries to use them on Red. And Red's like, oh, they don't work on me. They don't work on any of us. And Superboy's like, what do you mean us? And he's like, oh, there are 13 of us. Because of course there are 13 of us. But as soon as he's about to throw a punch and be like, whatever, it doesn't matter, bye, Superboy drops like her room onto her. Because he's like, well, maybe your powers don't affect you, but I'm pretty sure giant piles of rubble do. So as soon as she's hit with the stuff, she falls unconscious and she shrinks back down to normal. And then there's this, just immediately someone's in the room and they're like, all right, Superboy, good job. And Superboy's like, who the hell are you? And we get the reveal that it's this guy named Centerhall, and Red's name is apparently Caitlin. I don't know if that was ever revealed. It is Caitlin Fairchild. And he's like, yeah, apparently she was a mole, and we figured there was a mole in here, but we didn't think she'd be stupid enough to use her mole powers inside the facility, so hey, thanks for that one. Anyway, let me go show you something. And basically walked Superboy down to a lab. I was like, yeah, look, we're empty here. There's nobody around. This is just between you and me. Look, we know where your alien part came from because it's kind of hard to get your hands on Kryptonian DNA. Like, that side of your DNA pretty much accounted for. But we worked in such total secrecy. Like, we had labs doing all these different things without any knowledge of each other that we don't actually know who your human half is. So, I'm sorry, but there's no way to know for sure. But if you want, you can join us here in Nowhere, and like, I'm cool. I'm better than Red. I'm just gonna let you come and go as you please. If you don't want to be here, you don't got to be here. You're welcome to leave, but here's my card. Give us a call if you ever change your mind. And Superboy's like, oh, sweet, okay, bye. So he just leaves. We cut to a week later. They're in New York City, and it's about Christmas time, and he's just sitting on the stoops, just having to take this group of carolers who are singing to him as he thinks about, like, okay, so this is kind of my, like, just feeling out the real world and seeing if I enjoy that. Like the Amish tradition of Rumspringa. And I gotta tell you, I'm not super into it right now with the carolers. So he uses his powers and he just throws them all around. He's like, stop singing. Why are you even singing? He's like, well, we're celebrating our faith. And it's like, that's stupid. The world sucks. Everything sucks. Your faith is dumb. I'm flying away. And so he flies away and he just kind of flies over the city and reflects for a while. And it comes down to this thing on, like, everything has to be a symbol. Like, they wanted me to wear that stupid S, but I just want to be me. Why do I have to be something larger than myself? And he goes to, I forget the name of the park, but the park where the giant tree is. And he's just staring at it. It's like this tree. This tree has nothing to do. It's just a dead tree that they decorated, yet somehow it's the symbol of Christmas. And he gets so pissed off by it, by the fact that, like, things can represent things larger than himself, that he sets fire to the tree. So yeah. So he's just like, I don't know, maybe just I'm also feeling bad that I'm not totally human, but as he's hearing that, and he's flying around, we cut to the inside of, I'm pretty sure it's the Empire State Building, and there's this couple inside, the couple from last issue that showed up and disappeared out of nowhere. And they're like, hey, I'm sorry this date isn't going so well, honey. I thought this would be a great dinner for Christmas Eve on our cross-country road trip. And she's like, oh, no, this is great. It's just that this place is dead. And they zoom out and they've revealed that they've killed literally everybody in this restaurant. And the band is still playing just out of fear. And the guy's like, okay, I have an idea. And the dude throws one of the people out the window from the band. Superboy sees the guy falling. He's like, this doesn't concern me. I don't need to get involved. But he feels compelled to anyway. So he grabs the guy, brings it back up to the window. And he's like, hey, did you guys throw this guy out? Like, I'm all for, some mischief and rambunctiousness, but cold-blooded murder is kind of bad in my eyes. And they're like, I'm sorry, who are you? Why are you threatening us? And so then they just start fighting. The dude has stretchy skin powers that can, like, wrap up Superboy. And the girl's got some weird, like, telekinetic firepower. So they're like, oh, we're going to fry you. And he's like, yeah, okay, go ahead, do that, fry me. She lashes out a fireball at him. He reflects it back to her, catches her on fire. I didn't even know that was possible. And then as the dude is caring for his girlfriend, which, again, I don't think they have names. I'm just calling them dude and girl because that's all they really call themselves. Superboy grabs onto one of his stretchy arms and throws him across the room. And he's like, all right, it was too late to help the people here, and I didn't have any responsibility to help the people here, but it felt right to help that one guy, so okay, I guess I'm in. So he calls up Center Hall, and he's like, hey, look, I'm kind of in. Thanks for showing up here and cleaning up this mess. So what do you want me to do? And he's like, well, we're currently going after Wonder Girl and all the other Teen Titans. And that's that. We're finally getting into the Teen Titans thing that they promised after issue 1. So, yeah, okay, right off the bat on the art, I have such a love-hate relationship with R.B. Silva. Some panels really work for me, and some panels really don't. So I'm pretty much just going to split the average on that. Writing-wise, it's a bit breakneck of a pace. Like, we get, like, the red thing is just wrapped up, and it's like, okay, and we're not going to talk about that again. And then he sets the giant tree on fire, and it's like, okay, and we're not going to talk about that again. And then this whole thing with the couple happens, and I guarantee you it's going to be an okay, and we're not going to talk about that again. Like, it's just a whole bunch of things happening that, because we know his internal monologue, we can see his progression of thoughts, but none of these events link to each other at all. It's just the fact that he's around for them. So overall, I'm going to give this one a 5.5, just barely above the middle, just out of, finally we're getting to the Teen Titans. Like, finally, that's what they promised at the end of issue 1, and I'm happy we're finally getting there. So 5.5 for Superboy number 4.